Getting even full of beer. It's foggy over here too. Doves were out, they were cooing. They're not cooing now. I pray to Jesus that everybody's safe and sound. And Copperfield has a losing crew. Then was David Sitchin, a losing born again Christian, Jewish born. Copperfield and his losing crew on their next chapter for the big, large event of the moon vanish on CBS. I don't know if that's going to be their swan song or not. A lot of magicians say that's going to probably be a swan song. If that's the case, then he did 21 specials for CBS, not counting The Magic of ABC starring David Copperfield, and making a cameo appearances on Wizard of Waverly Place and in cartoon characters, and played a gnome, Porter, or some, I don't know, played some character in a movie, and played a magician on Terror Train, and references of his name in sitcom shows and movies, and even news reports. Anyway, Copperfield's been working at MGM, him and his crew, for 25 years. He's retiring and moving on with his next chapter. He's excited to explain what his next ideas are. April 30th is his last day at MGM. So he probably wants to focus on that moon vanish, try to figure out how he's going to put it in layers, like how he did the Statue of Liberty. He put layers. The Alcatraz, he did layers to do the stunt. The Charlotte Hotel, he did layers. That's how Copperfield rolls. He adds layers. The Great Wall of China, he adds layers. The radar, the heart monitor, he goes all out. Him and his crew, they have brainstorming ideas. It's movies, theater, drama. He's been on tour, especially at Chrysler Hall. He used to appear every year from 1970s on up, 1970s, 1980s, to the year 2000 at Chrysler Hall in Norfolk, Virginia. And before that, he used to appear at the Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia, but I didn't get to see him there. I got to see other magicians there, but they mention all these trap doors were left by Copperfield, where he'd making his appearance. Oh, well, thanks for the information. That's cool. Penn Russell, magician, and Great Scott, and all them. We talk shop. I used to have a show called Pete's Too Big, and some others. Magicians and jugglers and acrobats. Anyway. I'm glad Bob Scofield was able to get tickets to at least 2 times to see his show. The second time, Bob Scofield's wife went with us, and she liked it, Judy Scofield. And the next time, it was me and Tommy and Mike and Dave. And then it was Tommy and his 2 nephews, Andy Story and Bobby Story, and me. And then it was Tommy, Dave Duncan, and me, And at the time, Matt and his parents, mom and dad, Matt Galloway and his parents, they went to the first show, and we were going to the second show. And then Matt would call on the phone to encode that it was going to snow in the theater, and a tip over table and all that stuff. And then one time it was the last time we went. The next time we went, it was me and Dave and Tommy and Matt Galloway. And then after the show, the finale snow routine, went outside and it was really snowing, and Matt's mom and dad was waiting for Matt. I guess they had things to do in Norfolk, so they let Matt go with them while we were heading back into Portsmouth in the Norfolk Tunnel. And it's neat, you just let it snow for real to add to the magic. So when Copperfield's doing the illusion of making it snow in the theater, when you go outside, it's really snowing. You just like, oh, add to the magic. Anyway, I remember when Michael Klein, he tasted the snow in the theater, and he goes, bleh, tastes like soap. And Dave Duncan said, maybe it's all the soap from his Magic Clorox 2 TV commercials. I said, Dave, you made one of the Copperfield's crew ushers crack up. I did? Yeah, you did. That's funny stuff. When me and Tom, the last time we went, it was Tommy and me and my older nephew, Raymond Eugene Smith III. We all enjoyed it. And Dave Duncan went to the second show and brought his girlfriend, Amber. She's now in heaven now, but she enjoyed it, Dave enjoyed it, and of course over the phone like we normally do, me and Dave compared notes on the phone to see what was different than the two shows. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good that we're able to do that. What was it? I do know that, oh yeah, and Ted Peterson and his boys went to, and the next day at church, Ted Peterson was asking, how did he walk through the industrial fan and all that stuff? And how did he turn into a little boy and play in the snow? Anyway, it was neat. I didn't know Bob had off that day, or we would ask him to tag along, because he said, Bill, why didn't you tell me? I could have got tickets and went too. I didn't know. I know you were working a lot. I didn't know. Well, but it's good that we all had fun at Christ Home in Norfolk, Virginia. Now, my younger nephew went to Christ Home in Norfolk, Virginia, to the Mickey Magic Show with all the Story family, including me. Tommy knew about it ahead of time. I was like, so did you? I said, yeah, Tommy, you're like Area 51. He said, I've known it longer than you think, Bill. I was like, how can you hold that in and not talking about the Mickey? I see the commercial for it. I guess, and my niece, Bobby, youngest niece, Bobby Page, she wanted to go, so, but it was boys' night out, so Miss Story made up for it and let her pick what she wanted at a fast food place, and Miss Story got it for her and brought it to her so she can eat it. That made up for it. Copperfield is now 69 years old. A lot of people say he's going to retire, Copperfield. If he does, then this will be 21 specials under his belt after he does the moon vanish. Although he has talked a long time ago that he wanted to fly like Peter Pan, straighten the Tower of Pisa, make a baby appear, make a girl's face appear on Mount Rushmore, make the moon disappear, make an island disappear. He basically did all of it except for the moon, the Tower of Pisa, and the island. It'd be interesting what all he's gonna do. Good luck, Copperfield. Keep on keeping on. And your crew also.